It's just a fact of life. As our deals get bigger, especially in B2B, business to business to sales, we're going to have multiple decision makers on our deals. Well, how do we figure out who these decision makers are? There's a right way to ask somebody questions to figure out who the decision makers are in that organization. And there's a ton of wrong ways to do it. Let's go through some of the wrong ways to figure out who the decision makers are and some better, more skillful ways and more skillful questions that you can ask to figure out who the decision makers are in an organization. And by the way, the average company on an average deal with that company has 6.7 decision makers. So if you think that you can just talk to one person and you only have to sell to one person in an organization, you are walking away from a ton of potential new business that you would have captured had you just figured out who the other players were in the deal. Okay, so let's talk about first some of the wrong ways to figure out who the decision makers are. Here's the number one most popular thing people say, and I bet you can guess what it is. That is the completely wrong thing to say. Hey Becky, are you the decision maker? Are you the decision maker is the worst possible question you could ever ask if you want to know who the decision makers are. Why? They lie both ways. I'm going to repeat that because it's really important. Write it down. They lie both ways. What do I mean by that? If I truly am the only decision maker, I'm the CEO of the company, the buck stops with me, I'm the decision maker, and you ask me, are you the decision maker? Guess what I'm going to do 90+% of the time? I will lie to you because I don't want you to know I have that much authority. I don't want you to know that I'm the only decision maker because that eliminates a lot of my ways I can deflect you or block you as a sales rep. So if I'm the only decision maker and you ask me, are you the decision maker? I'm gonna go, oh no, there's a lot of other people that need to be involved in this because I wanna hedge my bets. I wanna give myself a defensive position. If I'm gonna tell you the deal's not coming in, I wanna be able to blame it on somebody else. Now I said we lie both ways. What's the other way people lie? If I'm not the decision maker, what do I say? Hey, Becky, are you the decision maker? Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah, this is why you hear this so much. Some mid-level manager that cannot get this deal across the goal line with their own approval will always tell you what? Oh yeah, I'm the decision maker. Because you've insulted them. If I'm a low or mid-level person and you ask me if I'm the decision maker, you're now reminding me of the fact that I don't have a good parking space, that I wasn't invited to the conference in Hawaii, that I have to show up to Tom's monthly QBR meetings every month because Tom has got seniority over me and this is my one chance to feel like a big shot. So I'm gonna lie to you. Oh yeah, I'm the decision maker. This is why so many times you're like, oh man, they said they were the only decision maker and now right before we get the goal, I find out there's 7 more people that I've got to present to. I wish I knew this before. So stop it with, are you the decision maker? Here's a few other things that you should not ask if you want to know who the decision maker is. Hey Becky, besides you, are there any other decision makers in the company? This is so overused, it's so gross. Just stop it. Again, they're not going to be honest with you. 2 other derivations of that. Are you the only decision maker? Again, they're gonna lie, and here's one that you're just gonna straight up offend them. Are you capable of making a decision on this? Never ask anybody, are you capable of making a decision on this? You're lucky if you don't get punched in the face. Yeah, and I'm also capable of punching you in the face. If you want people to hate you, ask them questions like, are you capable of making, what do you mean by that? Do I understand English? Am I capable of putting my pants on in the morning and brushing my own teeth? Yes. I am a fully functioning, capable human being. Never ask them garbage questions like that. So what should you ask them? Let me give you a few ideas and a few things that you can say that will really help open up who those other, and in most cases 6.7 other decision makers are. Ask them about their criteria. It sounds like this. Adriana, can you kind of just walk me through your company's criteria for picking a vendor like us? Adriana, can you walk me through your company's criteria for selecting a sales training program. Notice what I didn't do. I didn't put it on people. I talked about criteria. And it's a lot easier for Adriana to go, oh yeah, well, Bill Ramsey's got to sign off. Our criteria is Bill Ramsey, John Sutton, and myself have to sign off on all these. When you stop talking about who and you start talking about what, they're going to open up with you a lot more. Here's another thing you can do. Sean, can you walk me through your company's decision-making process? Even when that person says that they're the only decision maker, when you now, oh yeah, hey, yeah, I'm Sean, I'm the only decision maker. Perfect. Can you walk me through your decision-making process? Yeah, absolutely. So you're going to present to me, I'll give it a no-go, and then I got to run it by Becky Anderson and Laura Michaels, and then we typically get contracts signed in around 2 weeks. Just simply say, can you walk me through your company's decision-making process? You're going to find out a lot more about those decision makers. Here's another one that's pretty easy. Where do we go to get something like this approved? Notice what I didn't say. Who do we talk to get this approved? Who's a decision maker? When you change the who to a what, and then in this case, I'm changing the what to a where. Hey, Sean, where do we go to get deals like this approved? Oh, it's got to go through Becky, Susanna, myself, and then is this over 50 grand a month? Yeah, we're at 57,000. Cool. Rick Meadows, our CIO, needs to get involved in that. Anything over 50 grand a month, Rick needs to do that. Simply change your who to a where, and it's amazing. It's like a cheat code. They open right up and start giving you information. Here's another great one if they talk to you about budget. Hey, our budget for sales training is only $60,000 a month. Nate, got it. On that 60,000, can you kind of walk me through how that number was determined? And back to some other training that we've had, I always like to put that budget into 3 buckets. Is that based on what you're paying for sales training right now, other programs that you're looking at, or what you guys had expected to pay? That's what we had expected to pay. Got it. When you guys came up with that number, who, if you don't mind, just out of curiosity, who all was involved in coming up with that 60 grand? Oh, Mike Adams, myself, Susan Perry. Now all of a sudden they're going to start giving you names. Make sure you grab your sword and shield and write those names down. All of these examples are much better ways for you to figure out who the players are in the organization than, hey Becky, are you the decision maker? In which Becky will lie to you if she's the decision maker, and Becky will lie to you if she's not the decision maker. It's not skillful. Go with the other ways. Sales reps, managers, business owners, entrepreneurs, what I'm about to tell you, this is gonna hurt, but trust me, it will be well worth it. I want you to think back to that excitement you had when you first got started. Maybe it was your first day. You thought about all of the lives that you were going to change with your amazing product, your business, your service, your solutions. And hey, let's be honest here, you were going to make a lot of money in the process of helping people, helping businesses change their lives. But it didn't work out exactly that way, did it? If you're anything like me, if you're anything like most people in sales, you found it was just a little bit more difficult to close those deals than you thought, or maybe you're struggling right now. Now, I warned you, this is the part that's going to hurt, but in order for this to work, you and I need to be honest with each other. I want you to think about all the reasons that you're not hitting your targets, all the reasons you're not making the sales that you had anticipated making. Is it the economy, your competition, your territory, your pricing? Maybe it's your manager, your product, your service, your solution. Here's the part that's going to hurt. There's a 94% chance it is none of those, and it's time you face reality. The reason why you have to work so hard just to close a single deal has nothing to do with the economy, nothing to do with your competition, your territory, your manager, your product, your price, your service. The reason why it's so hard for you is you simply haven't learned a better sales process. But wait, you've had sales training from your company. Yeah, I did too. You've read some sales books. I read just about every single one of them. Or maybe you're saying to yourself, well, I was always born a salesperson. Nobody is born knowing how to sell more than they're born knowing how to speak Cantonese or fly an F-22 fighter jet. And by the way, the right sales process is a lot easier to learn than a language or flying an airplane, but you still have to learn it. My name is Matt Easton. I'm the founder of Easton University, and if you'll let me coach you, I can show you how to sell more than you've ever imagined without being pushy, without being manipulative, without following some super complex system where you spend more time trying to figure out what stage your deal is in than actually closing deals. If you will let me coach you, you will never, ever, ever, ever find yourself blaming the economy, your products, your price, your manager, your territory, your competition again, because you're gonna be in total control of the sales process and the outcomes. I've devoted my life to unlocking the perfect sales process, and I wanna coach you the same way I've helped thousands of other people in the exact same position that you are right now sell a reported 3.47 billion, yeah, that's billion with a B, over the last 12 months. I've been where you're at right now. I know how to help you. I can show you in just a matter of minutes what will take you years of trial and error to learn on your own. Now, if you've made it this far, but you're saying to yourself, it can't be that simple, just trying a new sales process alone will not get me to where I want to go. I know exactly what you're feeling. I said those exact same things, and I was wrong. Having the right sales process changed absolutely everything for me. So I want you to do me and yourself this favor and spend just a minute or two over at eastonuniversity.com checking out what we've built. Now, if you spend a couple minutes and you decide that our coaching can't help you, it can't help you change everything about your career, everything about your life, no harm, no foul. You can continue to do things the way you're doing them right now. But just imagine, what if you head over to eastonuniversity.com right now and it connects with you? What if it is that simple? Suddenly everything starts to make sense and everything changes for you. Your career, your income, your goals, your company. You start heading in the direction you always thought you could. Isn't it worth taking a couple minutes and seeing if that might be the case? Easton University is more than a platform. It's more than live coaching with me. It's your future, and you and your future are worth it. Thank you so much for watching. I'm glad you and I have met each other, and I look forward to seeing you over at eastonuniversity.com right now.